All right, awesome. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you do not know who I am Kayla Troutman, a global director with Epicure, and I am so honored and just really excited to have you tonight. Whether you're catching the replay or you're on live, thank you for coming and attending. If you're a consultant, thank you so much for participating tonight and getting to hear from the amazing Amelia Warren, who I'm so excited to introduce in a second. And also don't forget to tag in maybe somebody comes to mind tonight or someone's on your heart that you think could be totally blessed by this opportunity. Make sure to remind them or invite them. It is absolutely not too late to use this in the days and weeks to come as a way to share the business. And many of you are new faces to me. I don't recognize you, which means somebody amazing in our Epicure community invited you to tune in tonight. I've been excited all week. My consultants know this, my leaders know this, because we love sharing something we love. And this has absolutely been the coolest career move for me. It's been a life-changing business opportunity. And for all of the consultants, leaders, directors, upper directors represented here tonight that invited you, they just think you'd be awesome at this. Maybe something small for you, maybe something bigger for you. So let them know you're on, okay? So tag them in the comments here on Zoom or on the Facebook Live. Let them know you're watching, and consultants, same for you. Feel free to tag your guests, but you might be invited by one of many different teams. So I won't go by and name all the names. I'm going to jump right in and introduce our amazing CEO, who's going to tell you a little bit about herself, about Epicure, and a little bit about our opportunity. And then I wrote down just a couple of questions that people had specifically ahead of time that if she has time, we'll ask her. Otherwise, I'll field those and answer them and then fill in any gaps if I think there's anything else that we want to cover. Does that sound good, Amelia, to you?
Sounds awesome.
Okay, well, without further ado then, you guys, I have the privilege of working closely, part of the amazing opportunity as far as building the United States side, if you will, of Epicure. We are only 2.5 years about old or new, depending how you look at it, in the USA. And so a privilege that I get being one of the 2 global directors in the country is to work really close with Amelia and just the corporate team. And so I have the honor tonight of introducing just one of the most incredible women I have ever worked for. She is so passionate about what we do, so passionate about continuing this amazing legacy that her mom and her family have built. And obviously good food is at the core of everything Amelia does, but she's funny and she's silly. And hopefully you'll get to hear her laugh. Hopefully something we do will make her laugh tonight, genuinely, so you can experience that. Those people that have been around her know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's really an honor to introduce to you guys our CEO, who is going to share all about Epicure. So Amelia, without further ado, take it away.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Kayla, for that incredible introduction, and just touched by that introduction. But also want to just share, Kayla is such an extraordinary leader in our community, and you are so blessed to have the opportunity to work with her as part of your Epicure journey. And that's one of the things that I love, love, love about our business. You know, I'm obviously super passionate about Epicure, and it's not just because of our incredible products, though I do love them. The reason I am so passionate about Epicure is because we are so much more than our products. We are so much more than a company. We are a movement. We are a mission. We are a way that people change their lives, and we are a community. As Kayla shared, my mom, our founder, Sylvia Rachet, started our company 25 years ago. It's amazing. 25 years ago in our basement, actually in our kitchen, and then in our basement, and then in our neighbor's basement, and then down the road, and then another warehouse, and then in our facilities in North Saanich, where we currently have the majority of our team. And then we also, of course, have an office in the US in Salt Lake City. But she started the business 25 years ago to take charge of the food that she was feeding our family, my brother and I. She wanted to make healthy meals that she could make quickly, that we'd actually want to eat, because who here on the call have spent loads of time and energy making something that you know is super healthy, and then no one eats it? Well, she, like many, many busy parents, busy folks who are preparing meals for themselves and those they love, had that challenge. So she wanted to solve that for our family. And so she started pre-blending her own seasonings and initially selling them at farmers markets, trade shows, and then ultimately in 1997 made the decision to transition to the direct selling channel, because she recognized how powerful it was to share her products person to person, where folks had the opportunity to taste it, to experience taking a meal from raw to ready in 15 minutes or less. We grew organically in Canada for just over 20 years from our home office in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And as Kayla shared, we launched in the US in 2019 with explosive, never before seen momentum in our challenge, in our channel, and overcame many amazing challenges because that's what we do as entrepreneurs. And last year we paid out over $40 million in compensation to our entrepreneurs. And that is something we are so incredibly proud of. And we love seeing that number grow. We love seeing more people benefit from sharing their love of good food with others. So we are, as Kayla shared, family and women owned, and really believe that unless you cook your own food, there's no way to truly know what goes in the meals you're eating and feeding your loved ones, which is why we manufacture all of our products at our facilities in Canada to the highest standards. Our products are non-GMO, they're gluten-free, nut-free, sodium and sugar conscious, with lots of options for folks who have allergies, because many folks are trying to kind of manage their meals and their cooking around allergies, and no hard to pronounce ingredients. Essentially, our kind of bar is that if we wouldn't feed it and serve it to our family, we will not share and we will not sell it. At Epicure, we focus on good food real fast, which is basically healthy, delicious meals you can make in 20 minutes or less. Our consultants, our amazing entrepreneurs, share blended herbs and spices, cookware, and time-saving recipes at cooking classes and online to help their customers cook dinner fast. And when we look at all the trends of what people are wanting, they're wanting healthy, they're wanting fast, they're wanting affordable, and they're wanting delicious. And Epicure enables any person to take the stress out of dinner time. We like to say that life is stressful enough, dinner time shouldn't be. And good food real fast isn't just a way of cooking that helps busy people, which is basically everyone. And that's so wonderful, right? Our market is huge. Everyone is busy and everyone eats. So there's so much potential and so much opportunity, but we aren't just about cooking and helping people who are busy cook good food. We're a movement dedicated to changing the way the world thinks about food. You know, today's so-called healthy convenience foods often contain an abundance of hidden sugar, salt, and fat. And the fact that 80% of chronic illnesses can be prevented through a healthier diet and lifestyle means that the need for fast, healthy, delicious meal solutions could not be more relevant or more needed today. And I think after the last 2 years, we are even more mindful of how important it is to take care of our health and take care of our wellness, as well as know how to cook and eat at home, because many of us over the last 2 years have had to cook more than we ever had before. And that trend, again, is expected to continue. So whether you are or no, are a time-starved parent, or you're dealing with food allergies, or you're striving to eat a plant-based diet, or you're just wanting to shed some unwanted pounds, Epicure is an answer for you. And that's really how come we made the decision to expand into the US. It's because we want to expand the income earning opportunity that we have, and we want to expand the amount of people who are benefiting from good food. You know, 97% of Americans say that they are not living their healthiest life and are looking for solutions. And we know we have a solution that has been working in Canada for the last 20 years that can help. And that, again, is what I think is so exciting about where you are in the US and the US market, is that you have a business that has been around for over 20 years of proven processes, proven success, a model that has been here, that has grown organically for that entire kind of duration of us being a business. But then you get to be in the US and you're like a startup, and it's ground floor, but again, backed by this history. So it's a super unique and amazing and special, and I think like pretty magical place to be. And so as you're listening to all this, you may be able to relate to Sylvie, myself, Kayla, and our community of amazing entrepreneurs who find themselves wanting more than the traditional 9 to 5, who want to do work that they know really matters, where you can make a difference, where you have flexibility like Kayla does to spend time with Macaulay every single Wednesday, where you can earn what you're worth on your own terms, work where your passion, your purpose, your talents can come together to create profit, where you can put all your creativity, your talent, your ambition into something where you actually get to call the shots, where you get to learn as you go and as you grow. And that's really what Epicure is all about. We are about giving you the tools, the training, the platform to grow your own super flexible business where you can work when you want and earn what you need to create the epic life of your dreams on your own terms. One where you're in charge, where you get to wake up excited and go to bed grateful, where you have the means to fund the life that you want.
Oh, Amelia, you just disappeared from my screen. Did she disappear from everyone or just me? Everyone I'm seeing. Yes. Okay. I'm not crazy.
Just mic drop. Bye.
Okay. I was like, did that just happen for me? Is it my internet in the country? Or okay, we're going to wait a second while we're waiting. Cause I'm guessing if for some reason it probably just cut out. First off, isn't Amelia amazing? Honestly, she's just an incredible human being. While we're waiting for her to hopefully jump back on, and I'll kind of watch to make sure she doesn't have any trouble. I want to just answer a couple of things really quick that get asked a lot, just some like logistics outside of what she's already painting the vision for and what's possible. She was so amazing that she disappeared. Exactly. Look at like she's magic powers. One of the things that we get asked all the time is about the cost and kind of like what the contingencies are or the stipulations or the maybe clauses that we wouldn't tell you. And we're just not like that. This opportunity tonight is to truly share with you, but not to make you feel like, you know, you need to do this or we're going to sneak something in there. It is literally $99 USA or 125 Canadian to join. And you get a business kit that is stacked with all the cookware and meal products that you need to get started, plus the 24/7 availability to training. So you do what's good for you. This is a flexible business, meaning you get access to all the things, the tools and resources, and the mentorship that you need to get started. But there is no monthly website fee or any kind of anything that you're signed up for that you are responsible for. And if for some reason you test drive this or you try it out and it's not for you, you simply deactivate. That's okay. You roll back up to your consultant as her best host and a customer. And we love that you tried it. But a lot of people, I think, fear two things. Number one, we get asked all the time, what's the minimum? Our minimum to stay active, I hate even talking about it because it's so doable and it's so easy. It's like, don't let that stop you. It's about $200 US every third month in the business. So once a quarter, and that can be personal purchases and orders, of course, family and friends, if that's the bare minimum and you're here for product, or it can be, of course, that's just one cooking class, less than, and that can be from customers and regular people purchasing. The other thing we get asked all the time is, what happens if I join and I don't do anything? Nothing happens. And while we're not encouraging you to do that, I just want to kill off all the worry, anxiety, or like fear around a decision that could literally change your life. So just so you know, there's no catch. It is an incredible opportunity, a risk-free box of food and cookware that you get to have and use. But instead of asking like, what if, and then naming all these things that could go wrong, knowing that there really is nothing to worry about. You could buy the kit and then nobody is going to harm you in any way or chase you down or force you to do anything. I want you to say instead, what if I get this box of food and it's not just the minimum or not just the discount, but it really does change my life in some way, in a big way. I see we have a lot of leaders on here, brand new leaders and upper directors, and they could tell so many stories about how none of them or very few got on an opportunity event like this, or maybe they attended a party and thought, I'm looking for a job tonight. I'm going to be the next top in Epicure. I'm sure most didn't think that. Many of them didn't even buy the business kit and maybe have a goal or a direction. They raise your hand if you're on here tonight and you're a consultant already. If you joined and said, I'll see where this goes. Anybody else, like when they joined, that's what a lot of people think. That's okay. But I just want to kill off all of the fears and things. And I want you to know that you can do anything you want with this opportunity. It's really about giving it a chance, giving it, jumping in without fear and giving it a try. So, okay, did we lose Amelia or is she back? It's not letting her back. Anybody have another idea for how she could get back in? Give me 2 seconds. While I solve this, I'm going to have you unmute. If you're watching tonight and you have a question and you're on Zoom, would you unmute and ask your question? Because it will help me fill a couple seconds here and then I'll answer it live time.
Kayla, just real quick, make sure she's putting the capitalized little J
I
in
see her
that.
again. I think she got in, but Jody, you are amazing because I would have appreciated that so much. I'm like, I don't know what to problem. This is why I need IT people in my life. See what I'm talking about? But I see Amelia's back. Okay, Amelia, we just talked behind your back about how amazing you are, that you could literally be like mid-sentence and disappear, and none of us can do that. That was pretty incredible. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. But I don't know if you want to jump back in and kind of pick back up or what happened. Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Amelia.
Apologies. For whatever reason, it's not working on my computer, but it's working on my phone. So I apologize. That's never happened to me before, but I'm happy to be here. It's because I'm so excited.
It's good. It's totally good. I actually was just giving them, just so you know what I filled the gap with. I was just talking about how the minimums and just how everybody comes and asks about minimums. And I really want them to challenge themselves to hear what you're painting for vision and opportunity and realize there's nothing to be afraid of because it is legit a risk-free. I talked about the cost and just how there's no clauses, there's no hidden things. Nobody comes after you if you don't stay active here. You roll back up as a customer or a host. But instead of hearing tonight's event with those ears, just challenging everyone that's on the Facebook event or the Zoom to hear it with but what if I could be really good at this? What if I could be any one of these amazing leaders or entrepreneurs that just love this and it's fun? So that is what we were talking about while we waited for your reappearance.
Well, and that's what's so cool too about the business is like no one comes into this business like most people don't come into this business with sales background. Most people don't come into this business with as entrepreneurs. You get to develop and grow in the business and get paid while you are developing and growing. And I always think like there is nothing to lose by going big. There is only something to lose if you come in with a minimum mindset. And that's not Epicure, that's just life. I love that Kayla always says that she wants to leave this life knowing that she gave every single ounce of herself to this life. And I think that whatever we do, if this is a fit for you, but just in life, I think it's so valuably reminded of like, just lean into it. Because, I don't know, there's more loss and regret than there is in having tried. And what's so cool about Epicure is that we really are democratizing entrepreneurship. We are giving you the tools, the training, the platform to grow your own super flexible business where you get to work when you want and earn what you need and want to create the epic life of your dreams. The one where you are in charge, where you get to wake up excited where you get to wake up excited and grateful for what you've achieved, and where you have the means to fund the life that you want, and where you get to see like effort in, results out, which I think is so powerful, and where you have an opportunity to have influence on how much you earn. And that is really what I want for every single person, is the opportunity to live a life on your own terms, where you love what you do, where you get out of it what you put into it. And that's what Epicure does. It gives you, if it is a fit for you, because it isn't a fit for everyone, but it gives you the opportunity to have the ingredients for health and to have the wealth to design the life that you want. And, again, as I said, as Americans, you have the benefit of like a company with a 20-year track record with a ground floor opportunity. And I think now more than ever is the time to join our community. In that you have these amazing leaders like Kayla, like Carissa, who are really there to coach, mentor, train, develop, encourage, and inspire you, in addition to the team of 200 people at home office that have your back, because what you're getting when you buy that business kit is a business in a box, which is, again, everything you need to launch your own business. But we've also just launched all these amazing new tools and apps to make your customer care faster and more profitable, a subscription program that can support driving repeatable or recurring revenue in your business. And in just 2 weeks, we had over 11,000 people join and sign up. And we anticipate that is going to continue to grow, continue to expand. And I think now more than ever, as the world and life kind of continues to be pretty unpredictable, where there can be those days where it feels like there is lots of reasons why one should not be positive, why one should not be hopeful. I believe that every person, every woman should have something that is their own, something that is creating abundance for them amidst a community that is like-minded, that is positive, that is finding finding the possibility. And that's really what our community is and what I'm so proud of. And so again, I'm so grateful to Kayla for having me here. Again, whether you are a consultant, a host, a customer, or you're just curious, I'm delighted that you've joined us. You know, as I said, 97% of Americans want to live and eat healthier, but don't know how and don't have the solution. So we have so much opportunity and so much good work ahead of us. So thank you for being here. It's a total delight and honor. And I have time for a few questions. And again, thanks for your patience with the technology here.
I'll ask one quick, and then if anybody else has one, you can unmute. But Amelia, the number one thing I get asked about is fear. So we did a thread like a couple days ago, and I let them ask questions ahead, and tons of them I could field. But one that I saw like a common theme in is like fear I'm not going to make the minimum amount, which again, kind of covered, but I'd love to just hear your thoughts on fear in general. Another common one that I guess I didn't realize was a big common theme was fear of going Facebook Live or fear of like putting yourself out there. So any advice to anybody who fear is like an underlying reason to not jump into something?
Mm-hmm. So a few things. The first one, just like fear in general. So I got into this business. I've been part of Epicure for 15 years now. I came in as a summer job. It's like the longest summer job ever. My background's actually nonprofits. That's where I thought I was going to kind of do good and contribute and be of service. Came in the business to start our foundation, loved, not just the foundation part, but oh my gosh, the role that business can play and create an opportunity for women. Stayed a few years in, my mom asked me to take over the day-to-day operations of the business. And so I was like 24, 25 and had to have what I like to say, like 20 seconds of courage to jump in, lean in, and just do it anyways. So I think the thing to know is like fear is totally normal. Like it's not, and that's not a sign that you shouldn't do something. It's a sign often that like you're just doing something new. You're doing something that you've never done before. And frankly, the most exciting, juicy parts of life happen on the outside of our comfort zone. And I think like a life well lived is one where we kind of are continually expanding our comfort zone. So I would say like, if you feel fear, like acknowledge it, feel it, but that's not a reason to stop. And again, that's not an Epicure thing, that's a life thing. And that's what's so cool too about like the Epicure business is it's a way to like grow as a human while earning, right? And so that'd be like the first thing I'd say is fear is totally normal. And the other thing that I would say that's so cool in our community is that you get to be an entrepreneur, which often is kind of like a solo endeavor. But you, in our business, you get to do it like in community. So there are so many people there to answer questions that you may have, to provide support, who have been where you are, who have felt what you feel. And so there's just a lot of resources. So when you have those moments of like feel uncomfortable, there's always someone to turn to, and always someone who is cheering you on. And then in terms of Facebook Lives and putting yourself out there, I would say that's normal. Again, it's the first time you're doing something. It's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking. The awesome thing is there are tools available. So we are doing every single month, I do a cooking class that you can hook your hosts into, your customers into, so that for your first kind of cooking class, you just hook them into that event and then do your host coaching, do your customer follow-up. And that's a way to kind of kick off your business. The person who sponsors you or their leader, they are there to support you. They can help you with that first cooking class. Like your first people who purchase from you are going to be your family and friends. And sometimes that can be like a more difficult audience, but often it's an audience that, will appreciate your authenticity. And I think that's what people are looking for. They're not looking for perfection. They're looking for relatability. They're looking for someone who can solve their problems. 80% of people don't know what's for dinner at 4 p.m. And so you get to be like the solution. And I think that's the other thing you can feel really confident about is you're selling and you are sharing something that is genuinely useful for people, genuinely solving a problem that they have, genuinely helping them. So I feel like in those moments of fear, you just tap into I'm being of service. And if you come from there, there's really nothing, I don't think, to be, not nothing to be afraid of, but like that can be a way to move through that fear, which is totally normal.
Yeah, we used to say it more often. I think when we went to in-person meetings, and guys, we're going to an in-person conference in a couple weeks. So get signed up. It's not too late to get signed up. You can join right now and come to Disney with us in Orlando or catch it virtually. It's a great time to join because then you can still plug into our big conference coming up. But Amelia, we used to say all the time, when your heart's on service, you can't be nervous. And I have stuck with that forever because I just think you're right. If I'm really doing what I think is good work on this planet, then I have nothing to be nervous about. I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and I'm not going to have something that really provides a solution to everyone. Maybe right now they just can't take another thing into their brain and think about it or whatever. But when it's right, I've planted that seed. I always think about that. Like I've planted the seed. And when they get a diagnosis of celiac or their kiddo finds out they have to be peanut free in their house because of a kiddo, like they think about this because I talked about it. So that's so good.
Yeah.
Did anybody else have a question that wanted to unmute if you're on Zoom? Otherwise, I just have one more closing thing I want to ask Amelia, but I wanted to give you a chance if you wanted to unmute and ask a question. Don't be shy. Okay. I'm going to wait one more second and then I'm going to ask one that I think will actually help a ton of you that are watching tonight. Are you ready? One common thing I get asked all the time, Amelia, is why you're so awesome. No, I'm just kidding. You are awesome though. But I actually get asked all the time about getting outside of your circle. It's like the number one thing in our industry, right? That people constantly come back to. I see a ton of consultants shaking their heads. And I think I know how you're going to answer this, but selfishly, I'm kind of asking you to hear your answer. But if that is a fear of someone, either that's tried past opportunities, different companies, and they didn't work, or maybe they've came in the early days of Epicure, either Canadian or USA, and are thinking about coming back, what's your best advice for somebody that needs to branch out of that inner circle and get past that hot network, I'd say, to really grow a business here at Epicure?
Well, so we have the most incredible lead generation tool in our business. And that is the cooking class, which is funded by the host program, which Epicure pays for. And so essentially what is so cool about like Epicure and the cooking class model is that as a consultant, you need to create one relationship with that host. And through host coaching, you're creating that relationship. And then they're going to invite 10 of their friends. And it's unlikely that you're going to know all of them. And you can even engage them and say, hey, invite someone who I don't know. Like you can work with your host, right? And through that relationship, she is going to help you meet people you have never met before. And then you're going to meet them and you're going to be at a cooking class and you're going to share how to take a meal from raw to ready in 20 minutes or less. And then those people are going to become, your customers and your loyal customers. And those people are going to become your future hosts and your future consultants. So that cooking class. And so essentially what I like to think of that host program as, it's like a compensation plan for our hosts. It's compensating them, recognizing them with free product for introducing us to people we don't know yet. So what I would say is use the cooking class, use the house benefits. And that is the most, from my perspective and my experience, because when we launched our new cooking class model kind of 5 years ago, I went on the road and I did cooking classes every month for 2 months. And I did the future bookings and did all the things. Like that's my experience is it's cooking classes is the way to meet new customers and to engage, engage people.
I love it. Awesome. I figured that's what Amelia was going to say because I joined this company. I think sometimes maybe party plan gets a bad reputation, maybe because it's how many other companies over the years, companies who are far older than us have built. But the reality is I am definitely a millennial, you guys. I'm in my early 30s and I choose party plan. I choose this model on purpose. It's the easiest, most effective way to grow a longevity business. I want to grow a legit business, not a quick flash in the pan or, a get rich quick thing that doesn't last and I'm bouncing all over. I want to grow something that I'm passionate about. Again, the products and the mission and the company and working with the best staff ever, but that is going to last. It's like the tale of time. Like I love that. So, and I was hoping Amelia would say one sentence that I love that we remind people because not every company has this. We do not pay for the host rewards program. So when we do double host rewards or we have a host exclusive and that's at a discounted price or any of that, again, there's no risk here, you guys. Epicure pays for that. They give the bonuses for booking. They do those things. You show up and you do the people part. You work the avenue and the model, and then that's where your business grows. So awesome. Oh, thank you so much, Amelia. Any closing words for anybody considering joining? do it. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
like, I know, I was actually going to say, like, truly, like, thank you for being here, and whatever way you engage with Epicure, you're a really important part of our mission, which is to transform the lives of 20 million people with good food over the next 10 years. So again, whether you engage with our community and our products and our solution and our mission as a customer, as a host, as a consultant, thank you. And again, just so excited to be here on this call with you, and so excited about the future of our US business and yours. So again, just wish you well, and just grateful to have gotten to be with all of you. So have an amazing night.
Aw, thank you,
I'm gonna
Amelia.
go.
Have a great night. To
You
anybody
too.
else that's on, if anybody wants to stay, I'm going to end the recording there. And then I would love to take any other questions, and I can check both chats and I can listen for Zoomers to unmute. So let me just take it out of record mode quick. Give me 1 second to enlarge this here and stop.